You've been lied to about respect. Most people think respect comes from shouting, dominating, or forcing others to back down. That's weakness disguised as strength. Real power doesn't need to yell. It cuts sharper than steel because it's precise, calm, and undeniable. Imagine walking into a heated meeting, a tense family argument, or even a confrontation with a stranger. You open your mouth, say one line, and the whole room goes silent. Not because you screamed, but because your words carried weight. That is true authority, and it's something you can learn. Today, I'm going to give you 5 phrases that destroy disrespect on the spot. These are not empty slogans. They are weapons of clarity. Use them correctly. And no matter who you're facing, boss, friend, or enemy, you'll command respect without raising your voice. The weak react with noise. The disciplined respond with precision. The question is, will you master this skill, or keep letting others dictate your worth? Respect isn't given to the loudest person in the room. It's given to the one who refuses to be shaken. Epictetus taught that it's not the event itself, but your response that defines your power. That's the foundation of discipline, refusing to let chaos control you. Look at the people who leave their mark in history. It wasn't the screamers, the bullies, or the ones who lost control. It was the men and women who stayed calm, who spoke only when necessary, and who struck with words so sharp they couldn't be ignored. Think about Marcus Aurelius. He ruled the Roman Empire, led armies, and faced betrayal. Yet he didn't lose himself in anger. His strength was composure. That's what earned him loyalty and respect. And you, right now, can use the same principle. Because respect today works the same way it did 2,000 years ago. It's not about volume. It's about clarity. It's about knowing that one precise phrase, delivered with control, can silence noise and force others to take you seriously. In your daily life, this truth is tested everywhere, at work, at home, even in casual conversations. People push boundaries, they test your patience, and they wait to see if you'll crack. Most do, they raise their voices. They get defensive, they throw their energy away. But not you, not after this. From now on, you will stand firm, speak little, and when you speak, it will cut through like a blade. The Stoics understood that words are like arrows, small, but lethal when aimed with precision. You don't need to explode with anger. You don't need to justify yourself for hours. You need only a few powerful lines that instantly shift the balance of respect in your favor. And that's exactly what you're about to master. 5 phrases that don't just shut down disrespect, but elevate you into someone people cannot ignore. Use them right, and even your harshest critic will pause before speaking against you again. Let's start with the first weapon. Phrase 1. I understand your point, but I disagree. Simple, direct, and devastating when used correctly. Why? Because it shows strength without aggression. You prove you're listening. You acknowledge the other person's perspective, but you don't bend. You don't collapse into silence, and you don't attack with rage. You stand firm. Imagine a business meeting. Someone throws out an idea that will sink the project. The average person either stays quiet or blurts out, "That's wrong." Both responses are weak. Instead, you lean forward and calmly say, "I understand your point, but I disagree." The room shifts instantly. You've separated emotion from judgment, exactly what the Stoics taught. You're not begging to be seen as smart. You're showing independence of thought. And the beauty of this phrase, it avoids unnecessary fights, but it plants an undeniable seed of respect in the other person's mind. Phrase 2, I don't find that appropriate. No fluff. No long-winded explanation, just a clean, sharp boundary. This phrase crushes disrespect on the spot. Imagine someone cracks a disgusting joke, mocks you, or tries to drag you into behavior you know is beneath you. Most people either laugh nervously or say nothing, which only fuels the behavior. But you look them straight in the eye and say, calm but firm, I don't find that appropriate. That's it. Silence follows. Why? Because you've made it clear that you have standards, and you won't cross them for anyone. The Stoics believed personal dignity was an unbreakable shield. Seneca said, "He who respects himself will be respected by others." That's exactly what you're doing here. You don't need to raise your voice. You don't need to argue. With a single line, you command respect and force others to check themselves before they come at you again. Phrase 3, let's talk when we can do so respectfully. This one flips the entire power dynamic in your favor. Picture it, someone is shouting, interrupting, or trying to bulldoze you. The normal response is to match their energy, argue louder, push back harder. That's what weak people do. But you take a breath, keep your composure, and calmly say, "Let's talk when we can do so respectfully." In that moment, the control shifts. You've refused to fight on their terms. You've set the rules of engagement. And here's the truth. The person who sets the rules wins. Epictetus taught that you cannot control others, but you can always control yourself. This phrase proves it. You show them you won't waste energy on chaos, and you train them how to treat you in the future. Don't be surprised when silence follows, because even the loudest critic can't argue with calm authority. Phrase 4. I'd prefer not to continue this conversation. Think of this as closing the door with finality. Some arguments are traps, meant to drain you, provoke you, or pull you into a pointless power struggle. The undisciplined fall into them every time. But not you. The moment you see the conversation turning toxic, you end it calmly, firmly, and without apology. I'd prefer not to continue this conversation. That line stops the game. You've just declared that your peace and your energy are worth more than the ego contest they're trying to drag you into. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." This phrase is the modern application of that wisdom. You don't sink to their level. You don't give them your time. You step away. And in doing so, you show unshakable strength. Because nothing earns respect faster than someone who cannot be baited into weakness. Phrase 5. That's your opinion. And I respect it, but I don't share it. This is the ultimate balance of courtesy and strength. It acknowledges the other person's right to think as they do, while making it crystal clear that you will not surrender your own judgment. Imagine a friend, a colleague, or even a family member pressing their beliefs on you, insisting you bend. The weak argue point by point. The stronger cave in just to keep the peace. But you simply say, "That's your opinion, and I respect it, but I don't share it." No fight, no apology, just an unshakable declaration of independence. Seneca warned that living by the opinions of others is the worst kind of slavery. This phrase is your escape from that prison. You show that you can respect someone without being controlled by them. And that kind of calm conviction forces others to respect you, even if they disagree. Now you hold 5 phrases that can't be ignored. But listen carefully. Phrases alone are not enough. Power doesn't come from memorization. It comes from delivery. If your tone trembles, if your body language is weak, the words collapse. These phrases demand calm authority, steady eyes, firm voice, and absolute self-control. That's the discipline of a Stoic. You don't just say the words, you embody them. Think of a blade. A dull blade won't cut, no matter how sharp it once looked. But a blade that's sharpened daily slices through with ease. Your discipline, your composure, your refusal to lose yourself, that is the sharpening process. When you combine that inner discipline with these phrases, you become someone people instinctively respect. Not because you force it, not because you shout, but because your presence leaves no other option. Understand this. Respect is not something you ask for. It's something you command through your character. Weak people try to demand it, yelling, threatening, or begging. Strong people don't need to. Their boundaries are so clear, their presence so steady, that others instinctively fall in line. These 5 phrases are not tricks. They are the verbal expression of inner mastery. Each time you use one, you're training yourself to respond, not react, to stand firm, not flinch, to show strength without noise. And here's the brutal truth. If you don't practice this, life will punish you. You'll be walked over at work, disrespected in relationships, and ignored in conflict. The world has no mercy for the undisciplined. But if you commit, if you sharpen yourself daily, then every room you enter shifts. People sense it before you even speak. And when you finally do, they listen. Don't mistake calm for weakness. Calm is the highest form of strength. Anyone can explode, but only the disciplined can stay composed while holding firm. That's why these phrases hit so hard. They don't come from panic or rage. They come from control. Control of your tongue, control of your tone, control of yourself. And when you control yourself, you control the room. The Stoics lived by this principle. Marcus Aurelius ruled millions, not because he shouted the loudest, but because his clarity and composure made him unshakable. You must become the same. People may mock, challenge, or test you, but when you drop one of these phrases with composure, you stop them in their tracks. Respect is born not from fear, but from recognition that you are not easily moved. not easily broken, and not easily manipulated. That is true power. Now you have the weapons. 5 phrases that will silence disrespect, cut through noise, and make people see you differently. I understand your point, but I disagree. I don't find that appropriate. Let's talk when we can do so respectfully. I'd prefer not to continue this conversation. That's your opinion, and I respect it, but I don't share it. Don't just memorize them, live them. Deliver them with calm, firm authority. Let your presence prove your discipline, because respect isn't won by shouting. It isn't forced through fear. It's commanded by character. The question is, will you stay the same, reactive, loud, and ignored, or will you rise, sharpen yourself daily, and speak with the weight of someone who cannot be dismissed? The choice is yours. Apply these phrases, stand your ground, and you'll notice it. The world stops treating you lightly. Respect doesn't bow to force. It bends to strength of spirit. These phrases mean nothing if you don't put them into action. Respect doesn't come to the passive. It comes to the disciplined. Starting today, refuse to be the one who gets drowned out, mocked, or ignored. Stand firm. Speak with clarity. Command respect. If this message hit you, take one step right now. Leave a comment below. Tell me which phrase you're going to start using first. Or share a time when you wish you had these words ready. Your story might be the spark someone else needs to change their life. Thanks for listening. And remember, this is Stoic Power Lab, where we turn ancient wisdom into modern strength. Stay disciplined, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next video.